my words and courage. Some shit about a predator, don't question my prey. That shit ain't never gave the toughest soldier done conquer the rainier days. I fed so many faces. How come y'all can't give me no fucking grace? I guess we all perfect. Ain't none of us got no room for no fucking mistakes. Typing, tweeting, playing. I bet a nigga ass won't say that shit to my face. Talking about some little ass kid when I got a bitch down and my mama age feed me grapes. Took more loss across in 1 week than most you bitch ass niggas can take. All this shit we been through, you was my twin dude. That's some shit I can't shake. Loyalty over love, don't know who to trust. My own blood brother snake. Everything around me off the hustle. I keep some dog shit, put it in the safe. Stacking it up for times like this, cause I know how times get. I know niggas that still stuck in the streets on broke shit like they ain't rich. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? I gave them happy hand. You know what I'm saying? New hustler like bitch ass nigga. So dirty to be a real nigga. Sometimes I feel like it ain't worth it.
Y'all, I'm cringing at this as a legitimate dance teacher because I really should have just did legit choreo, but I just can't take her or the situation serious anymore. Like, this is just a hot mess. Y'all, roll the intro. We gather together to ask the Lord's blessings. I just have to sing some church hymns because at this point I feel like I need to go to church after talking about all of these weirdos. Okay? I actually had a whole different video planned today. We were actually supposed to talk about Teacher Bay. The video is going to come out. But then I get on TikTok and I see this girl posted another song. So like I said in the last video, if she think this is a joke, we could play all day. Welcome to the arcade, baby. If you guys are not aware of what I'm talking about, we are again talking about the TikTok STUDstitute, who was fired on her first, some people are saying second day of teaching. Nonetheless, that is downright embarrassing. However, instead of making an accurate response to everything that has been going on, she's decided to make numerous responses that make zero sense, that make her look worse. And most importantly, she keeps dropping music. So since she's my new favorite artist, I've taken it upon myself to, dance to my new favorite songs and share it with you guys. But all jokes aside, right? I think that this is genuinely problematic and this is something that genuinely needs to be talked about. There have been some discourse about people saying that all of us are doing too much. We need to stop talking about it. It's not that serious. And all I got to say is if you have that opinion, you are a PDF protector. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that she lost everything or that she took accountability. If that's what you call accountability, I'm genuinely concerned. It matters that we talk about these situations and we get these people's faces out there so people know not to have these types of people around their kids. For you to be accused of something as heinous as being a PDF and your response are responses that don't make any genuine sense, and then music, like everybody else that has been accused of being a PDF on the internet, it just doesn't look good. From R. Kelly to Colleen Ballinger, I think we can all agree that there is a PDF starter pack and there's a way that all of them act. And I would think that if she really didn't do anything wrong, she would A, shut up, and B, not do the thing that literally everybody in that class or who has been accused of doing such things would do, which is making a song. Right? At this point, you just fell into the line with the rest of these people. So what do you mean, Ivana? What is the criteria? Let's just go down memory lane with R. Kelly's song.
But all my real niggas around me keep telling me, Kels, fuck that, you gotta keep climbing. I admit it, I did. I done fuck with a couple of fans. I admit I'm a gift and a curse. I admit that I don't go to church.
Let's not forget Colleen's song.
Hey, it's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train.
But let's not forget, right? R. Kelly got away with everything for a very, very long time because not enough people were talking about it. And then when people started talking about it, a lot of people kind of just shrugged it off because he made good music. Learn to separate the art from the artist because a lot of these artists are horrible people. And then you have Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger, honestly, another one where we kind of just let her do what she did. I feel like a lot of people kind of turned a blind eye that she was freaking weird. I feel like most adults that work in kid genre type of entertainment are strange. Like the ones that want to be close to kids, the ones that make like very kid-centered content and then hang out with said kid fans are strange. Okay, like they're very, very strange to me. And it's very sad because most of the time we see this and we kind of just be like, oh, it's nothing. And then it becomes that serious. And then it prompts the question of how long are we going to just keep letting people do weird things regarding children and just say, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, well, they apologize because honestly, it's not enough for me. We have to care about who is working in these schools, who claims to love kids, who claims to be a mentor, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people are freaking weird. Something a lot of these people have in common. So yeah, we're going to talk about it. Don't like, don't watch. Also, keep in mind the R. Kelly song is 19 minutes long. Years ago, I actually sat there and did a whole reaction to it. This is insane. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all. Like, y'all that get it. But there's a certain criteria these people fall under. Like, how do you spot these questionable adults? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the PDF starter pack, or how to catch a PDF. Due to budget cuts, we do not have a whiteboard. However, editing will make sure that everything pops up on this board. Pretend it's a board. Also, keep in mind, I may not be able to edit this the way I wanted to, but you understand the shit's gonna be on the board. First things first, an adult that acts and or dresses like a child. I'm not talking about youthful, bows, anime. I'm talking about an outfit where you would think, is this a teenager? And they do it purposefully. This is not someone that looks young and it is beyond their choice to do so. They just happen to look young. I'm talking about someone that dumbs down their appearance in a way that it's like, So for example, if the man is like 45 years old and some way, somehow he wants to look like a naked mole rat, he's always shaving down his beard in a way to make himself look younger. This is something that you should be suspicious about. Next, we have an adult that loves to use children lingo. Now, there is no secret that the lingo changes all the time. However, as you age, you tend to not care about what the children say. Now, I'm not talking about the conventional period, clock it, yeah, that's tea, bestie, etc. I'm talking about those who seem to not have ever taken a grammar class. However, they are a teacher, an educator, or in a position of leadership with children, and they seem to talk like a 3-year-old. Watch out. Next, we have the teachers that want to be the kid's friend, okay? That adult, that person in leadership who tends to only care about what the kids think, what the kids want to do, i.e., for example, with the STUDstitute, I do not make my children do work. Are you here to be a teacher or are you here to be their friend? Be wary of people with this type of mindset. They are not a safe adult. The teacher or the adult that tends to have younger friends than usual. Yes, you can hang out with anyone that is an adult as an adult, but as a 26-year-old, why are we hanging out with 18-year-olds? As a 32-year-old, why are we hanging out with 21-year-olds? Maybe it's your coworker, maybe it's someone you grew up with or you saw get born and you were raised with. That's a little bit different. I'm talking about people that some way, somehow happen to be the oldest at the kickback. And I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 year older. I'm talking about like 7, 8, 10 years older than the people that they're hanging out with. As an adult, okay, with a life and with friends, you should not want to be with Timon, okay? You should not want to be with the kids. Lipa versos! Take heed. Pafe bushom long. An adult that has zero accountability. I'm talking about zero. But most importantly, cannot see both sides of a situation, especially when they are told that they are wrong, okay? There is no way that a safe adult cannot determine when they are wrong and have a lack of accountability. If they don't have accountability, how you think they're gonna teach your kids? All right, moving on. I'm sitting here scratching my wall and shit, damn it. Like, share, subscribe so I can get some new paint. Next one, as we have seen through internet culture, someone that makes a song about their accusations instead of taking accountability. There is no way that all of these people have something in common and it is a coincidence. Colleen Ballinger, R. Kelly, so many more that I cannot think of off the top of my head have made songs about their accusations and never taken accountability for their actions, hence why they are in the shithole that they're in today. If you are accusing someone of doing something like this and their response is not to deny because they genuinely didn't do it, another thing to keep in mind. God damn, I'm scratching up my walls. Let's use the dull side. Next, we have using suggestive language towards children, calling kids your bestie. I mean, that one could be a little depending, but I just choose not to use the word. I think it is a little weird. Calling a kid bestie, using words like, oh my God, you are attracted. Damn, shawty. Upadisa. You don't say that to the kids. It be that set. Obviously, looking at kids in a certain manner, taking kids home, using time off of like school time to hang out with the kids. I think that should be common sense, but another way to tell that people are, or a person is inappropriate with children. Harboring children's secrets that may be harmful to them, staff, family, or friends, aka, oh, well, this kid told me that they be smoking in the bathroom. Oh, well, this kid told me that they bring blickies to school, and you don't think it makes sense to tell an adult or report it to authorities or the dean or something's going on. Something's going on. Now, these are my telltale signs of my PDF starter pack and how to tell that someone is inappropriate or maybe a PDF to children, especially in the teacher space. If you guys have anything else to add, make sure you guys put it down in the comment section down below. And yeah, let's get into the rest of this video. A lot of you guys have been asking me to touch upon the fact that she keep claiming that she's getting evicted, etc. So here it is.
The consistent backlash and posting, I have not only lost that job, but I've lost my main job as a DSP, direct support professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've had that job for a year. My main job is down the drain. That is sick. I've lost not only one job, but 2 jobs to this situation when I clearly only made a mistake. I posted it and I'm a content creator. Why would I do that if that was my intentions? It literally does not make sense. It's like y'all don't understand. I get it. I clearly made a mistake. I've already got fired. Can you guys stop? Like, literally, I've lost my main job now that I've been here for a year. You just gotta know me to know, man, I'm nothing like that. I don't get down like that in no type of way. Do not let the tattoos fool you for a second, man. I am a great person, great heart. All above, I just made a mistake. I genuinely just made a mistake. And I apologize to them kids and the parents. But I guess it's just a sign, man. I need to just focus on the gifts God gave me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were just a stepping stone. I wasn't supposed to be a substitute teacher, and I'm gonna take that for what it is. I have 1,000 gifts, man. So that's what I need to focus on. I did start a GoFundMe, but I really didn't want to start a GoFundMe because I really don't want the free money. So I would just, man, if you would like to help, because I have lost everything, man, I got a link. I have my clothing brand, man. If you can just buy anything, I hand make all my merch. I'll be working. I have something to do to keep me active, since it's gonna be hard for me to find a job. Everybody know it's everywhere, man. My face is everywhere on every single site. I'm on YouTube. Like, why am I on YouTube? Why are you guys reposting me on YouTube? I hope you guys find real predators out there, honestly, because it's not me. Like, genuinely, like, no matter how you put it, you ain't gonna find that on my name in such a way, man. I'm such a great person. If y'all was to meet me for an hour, man, y'all say, man, she ain't nothing like that. And it's just me being honest. Like, I'm just not that type of person, regardless of what type of content I put out there, because I know y'all gonna try to say something about my content. Like I said, but man, if you want to help me out in any way, man, I appreciate it. I genuinely appreciate it, because I literally lost everything. And it's gonna be so hard for me to find a job. Like, everybody know this now. Like, my face is everywhere. My face is everywhere in a bad way, and I'm nowhere near the fit of it. That's sad. And I did set up a GoFundMe, but I genuinely don't want the free money. Y'all don't have to. I prefer y'all to click that link. It'll give me something to do. It's no fucking way, fool. Look at all of my shit. My merch fucking soaking wet, fool. Like, tables broke. Oh my fucking God, fool. Look at all the water on my fucking shit, my bed, and bro, no fucking way. Look at my merch. Bruh. No fucking way. My chair, where's my machines, my shoes, and everything? I'm finna fucking tweak out.
So if you guys are not aware, the STUDstitute has come out to say that she's lost everything. And to be quite honest with you, I just genuinely do not understand the timeline. Maybe I'm slow. I'm not a math teacher. As a matter of fact, I failed math numerous times. I mean, I feel like if I focused more, if I was diagnosed with ADHD in school, I probably would have did better. But I ain't good at math. But all I gotta say is I know money and I know numbers. But most importantly, if you've been here before, you would know that I know evictions. I've been literally getting evicted since I was a child. A lot of you guys already know, like, I've had that situation with my parents. and I've faced financial hardship throughout my whole life. So I know how the eviction process works, most notably in New Jersey. I know in certain places it could be different, like landlords are allowed to like throw your stuff out and they're allowed to do whatever, but I know for a fact it doesn't happen within a week. First of all, evictions usually take about 30 days or more. Okay, you're not going to get evicted same day, next week. That's just not how it works. They have to give you proper notice. Second, I don't understand the whole storage unit fiasco because I understand that, like different storage companies have different policies and contracts. Unless the storage person knew who she was and genuinely did not like her and used their personal bias against her, there's no reason that literally she was fired last week and then this week she's getting evicted and the stuff from her storage unit is being thrown out on the curb in the rain. Personally, I call cap. I think it's staged, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not the only one that has this opinion, though. In a general sense, if you do not pay something, whether it is a car note, your rent, your electricity bill, etc., they typically give you a lot of chances to mitigate this. Typically, they will contact you and be like, hey, you have this balance, please pay, or we will be forced to do the inevitable. Or they will be like, hey, here are some choices, here are some hardship, whatever. Like, I've literally been through it, okay? From asking for state or federal assistance to asking friends and family for money. Therefore, the whole thing doesn't add up. However, I will say, like I said in the last video, that it genuinely does make sense that she probably did need the substitute job because she was already falling behind. However, of all things you can do, I mean, she claims she went to school, she makes clothes or whatever, so I'm not understanding. And you're an influencer or a content creator. I don't know. She had a lot of followers, and I understand because I've talked about this before. Not all content creators and influencers actually make a livable wage, right? But it's like, how long were you drowning until you thought, let me go be a substitute teacher? If you went to school, unless your goal is to be in education, that is not a quick hustle. That is not like a high paying hustle. Okay. It's not a career that pays a lot. So it's just like the whole thing just doesn't add up to me. As someone that went to school, I'm very, very big on education. I have a bachelor's, I have a master's. I work with kids, which pause right here. Shout outs to all of you guys that were wishing me well on my new position. I did accept the job and they did accept my counter offer. And let me just say, I am so happy that I'm not going to be a traditional teacher. So the position is actually to be a dance coach for at-risk and underprivileged youth at a sports-based charter school. So I'm literally their mentor and dance coach, but I don't have to teach 100 kids. Like I have the same group of like maybe 12 to 16 kids from the time they are freshmen to seniors. And basically I see them off and I make sure, like they come to school, they stay in class, their classes are orderly, like all the kids stay in cohorts for all the 4 years. But I ain't gonna lie, right? As much as I love being a dance teacher, teaching a full course was a lot. And I see why teachers quit, right? I was doing something I love, which is dance. But the idea of literally teaching 5 to 6 classes every day, whether you are a teacher or a substitute teacher or a para or whatever, it's taxing, especially when you factor in lesson plans and grading. For me, that's where I used to lose it because it's like you give us 2 to 3 prep periods, which isn't enough because if someone's out in the building, we have to go cover it because sometimes there's not enough substitutes in the building or a lot of times the schools don't like the way the substitutes operate. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Like the whole teacher versus substitute saga. Like there's always this divide in schools because like a lot of admin and teachers don't like how substitutes operate and they think that substitutes don't do anything. And then you have the people that are just like, oh, well, substitutes don't have to do anything. And like, no, substitutes should do the job that they applied for. And if there is a lesson plan to execute or, work to give out, you should give it. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So I ain't gonna hold you. I'm happy that I am not in that anymore. All I got to do is make sure my kids go to class, dance, and pretty much, make sure the kids don't kill themselves, kill each other, or kill other people. Make sure they come to class or whatever. And I'm Gucci. Like, I'm happy I do not have to teach a full course load because that was a lot. All that said, I just don't understand how, of all things, she decided to become a substitute teacher. Because even as a substitute, you're still teaching a full course load. You're teaching the course load of the teacher you are replacing. You're not just teaching one class, you're teaching multiple. especially if you are in elementary, you're teaching multiple subjects for the day, right? If you are in high school, you have different classes rotating into where you are. So I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, why would anyone think that that was a hustle? Why would anyone think that that was easy money? Like, I genuinely don't understand it. And shout out to all the substitutes that actually respect the kids and actually care about teaching the kids, especially those substitutes that have made a career out of substitute teaching. A lot of people tend to think that people just do substitute teaching as a means to an end or when they want to be full-time teachers. But that's not true because for the most part, especially these days, now you could get a fellowship and get paid more than being a substitute. But also in terms of being a substitute, it depends on where you are. Some substitutes actually do get paid more than the teachers. And that's another point of contention that it's a layered topic. It's a layered topic. It really is. So for example, right, some substitute teachers in New Jersey would get paid up to $200 a day. I know substitutes that are making $200 a day, right? 200 times 5 is 1,000, which means they're making about $1,000 a week. And then if you factor in the fact that some of them are contracted, a lot of them are not W-2, a lot of them are getting that $4,000 outright. Now, again, depends on where you're substituting, what building you're in, what credentials you have, what experience you have. 200 to 250. I think 250 has been the most that I've seen. But yeah, like there's people that are literally career substitute teachers and they do a phenomenal job at their job. And I just want to take the time out to tell you guys, thank you, because y'all already know I've touched on stories here and there about horrible substitutes that I've encountered and very annoying, very ridiculous. I did talk about some of that in my Surviving Newark Charter Schools videos. I hope to drop part 4 soon, but make sure you guys go watch those. I'm going to link it down below. In this regard, until this girl shuts up, she's not going to be able to do anything at all because it comes to a point where it's like, do you think this is funny? Do you think that this is a joke? Why are you not taking this seriously? And for those people that are following her, not following her, just going through the story, it just doesn't look good. It makes it look like you genuinely don't care about what anybody's talking about, but then you're asking for people to donate to your GoFundMe and you're not understanding what you did wrong. That's the real issue with this. It's not the fact that everyone thinks that she's a PDF or the fact that everybody thinks she's inappropriate and she shouldn't be a teacher. It's the fact that she did inappropriate things, continued with inappropriate responses, and then made songs out of them, and then sat there and made a GoFundMe when everyone's trying to tell her what she did wrong. We all come to a point in life when we realize there's some things that I can change about myself. I don't think this girl has gone through that yet. Like everybody has that moment where it's like, damn, I could be a little nicer. Maybe I can work on my hygiene. Maybe I should go to school. Like everybody has that self-realization eventually in life. A lot of us go through it in our 20s. Some people go through it as early as high school, whatever. I think she never reached that point of maturity where she had to look back at herself, step back, look at herself and be like, maybe there's some things that I do. Maybe there's a way that I conduct myself that is not okay to the masses, right? That is not conducive to an environment of working with other people or working with kids, you know, and it's very unfortunate because I feel like she probably would have been a decent teacher if she wasn't a weirdo. Okay. If she wasn't low key, high key, a PDF. And that's how I feel about a lot of these teachers that have come out and have their little controversies or been fired or whatever. It's like a lot of them seem like decent and good people, but at the same time, you still have to follow rules. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what you think. Your opinions genuinely do not matter when you are teaching children. And I feel like a lot of people kind of teeter that line where it's like, oh, well, you know, I'm trying to do something for the kids. I want to be there for the kids. I want to be a role model. It's not necessarily about you. It's really not about you. It's genuinely about these kids. Go into school, follow instructions, and go home. Like that's all you got to do. Nobody asked you to be a hero. Like, if you happen to be one, great. But nobody asked you to be a hero. Sit your ass down. It be that said. With that being said, comment down below. I genuinely want to know, do you guys think that this whole situation is real in regards to her getting evicted, the situation with her storage unit and her things being put out? And what do you guys think about her music? Because honestly, she's not horrible. Y'all probably looking at me like, bitch, shut up. That shit trash. I'm sorry. All right. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that. Shout out to all the new subscribers and the new members. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for being here. I'm going to keep pumping out content as long as y'all watch it. With that being said, I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye.